Good evening, Daytrippers. We're live again with your match reaction show. Preston versus Liverpool, 2-0 to Liverpool. But in other news, Manchester City are out of the League Cup. We have cause to celebrate. They've not been out of the League Cup for the last 5+ years. A trophy that was always been on rent to Manchester City, but it's going to a different home this season. Hopefully it's the Reds. Let's roll that intro of your match reaction. Yes. We are back on your TV screens, PC screens, laptop screens, projectors, everything. We are here with your Red Sea full-time match reaction show. And before we get into it, before we go into the tasty drama that is Liverpool versus Preston, Manchester City are out of here. Taxi for Manchester City. Taxi for Pep Guardiola.
They've gone.
Taxi for Phil Foden. Their star boy has missed a penalty. They can't make them all like Curtis Jones. They cannot make them all like Curtis Jones.
Mini Ronaldinho.
100%. Right, so after that brief moment of excitement, because that's all the excitement I've had this evening, because Preston versus Liverpool was absolutely shite.
Wasn't great, was it?
No, it wasn't. And look, I can't be too critical. It's a win. We march on in the cup, but we are here to delve into the juicy gossip and juicy details that is Liverpool versus Preston. I love this comment.
Get out. And Nico Williams is now the best right winger in the world.
Yes. So look, let's get into it, and really the first half.
Yeah.
Liverpool have like a knack for making it very difficult for themselves. I mean, Preston were resilient. You have to give Preston a bit of credit. It would be rude, and it would be a disservice to Preston's hard work during that first half in kind of keeping us at bay. They opted to play a deep line and then try and catch us on a counter attack, which really
what United
played in. Yeah, it is. Ollie will be watching Preston tapes, ready for the next game, because otherwise he may actually lose his job ever. But anyway, I think Preston did all right. They were resilient in the first half. They kept it really tight, and they restricted us to half chances, really.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if that was Preston's first 11. I think they're 19th in the Championship. I would imagine they would have rotated a bit, but there was a graphic that popped up with their average positions, and like you say, it was, park the bus, park the coach, park everything you can find in front of the goal. And we were kind of attacking them with blunt instruments. It was like trying to eat a steak with a blunt knife. If I'm brutally honest with you, a front three of Minamino, Blair, and Origi is bloody shocking. Let's be fair. All right, the young lad making his debut. It seemed a bit too soon for him. We know the qualities of the others, and a couple of young lads in midfield as well, other than Chamberlain and Jones. I think there was another, was it Morton or something in there as well? So a win's a win, absolutely. We won 2-0. Second half was much better. Water is wet. Liverpool win away from home, and Origi and Minamino score in the Carabao Cup. It's kind of standard, isn't it? But that first half was pretty poor, and I think, to be honest, if you don't think about the goals, you can see why a lot of these players are struggling for minutes in the first team, can't you? Because Minamino and Origi, I don't think have even featured 1 minute since the last round of the League Cup, and I don't see them featuring until the next one either.
Well, Well, look, we need a squad because we've got to rotate. We're challenging all fronts. We're unbeaten in all competitions, so there is positives to
100%.
take through it. But Red
Absolutely.
Steve, yeah, a win's a win, but we're here
Yeah.
to dissect it. We're here to take you
We've got high
through
standards here on
the
Red Sea full-time.
glossy details of what exactly happened. So yeah, we are going to be critical when we need to be critical, and we are going to give praise when we need to give praise. Chris, I'm really sorry, mate. Far too many hot takes, over the top fume over us playing with fringe players. Not at all. Not at all. The fringe players are there to do a job, and let's be very, very honest. Yeah, it looked dicey at times. It looked dicey. There was chances.
Big chances for them.
Exactly. It looked dicey. If Preston had their shooting boots on, easily 2 before we even get a shot on goal. Let's be fair.
There was the one where Gomez, I don't know what he was doing. He tried to dribble out from the back with no one behind him, which is something I taught my under sixes not to do. Loses the ball, finds himself completely out of position, and then I think Nico Williams makes a save of his face as well. So, I agree. We could easily have been 2-0 down in that first half if we were playing even a decent championship team, or if not a Premier League team. And I think it was a risk playing that kind of team. There was 1 or 2 in there. Matip came off at half time, but it was weaker than it needed to be. I feel that we have a better second 11 than that.
No, look, I just think to myself personally, I'm all for rotation. Fringe players coming into the lineup, I totally agree. But these are Premier League players. Preston are 19th in the Championship. These guys are training in the best training facility, arguably in the world. These boys have not got any excuses. They should have put together a slightly better performance than what I saw this evening. Now there were shining moments in that. I think Oxlade-Chamberlain was bright at moments. There was moments where he was trying to get forward. Well, this is it. He was bright at moments. There was moments when he was trying to get forward and affect play. He had a couple of shots on target. He was linking things up in the midfield. It was a decent performance. You look at Origi. Apart from his goal,
I don't even know if he knew what he was doing for the goal.
Yeah, I mean, it's an innovative finish to flick it over. But apart from his goal, I barely heard the lad's name.
No,
he wasn't really involved. And against an opposition like Preston, that's an opportunity to go and stake a claim, to turn around and say, boss, like, come on, put me in a little bit more, give me a chance, frame me a little bit more. Didn't really take the opportunity. If it wasn't for that mistake, from the back 4 of Preston, he doesn't get on the score sheet tonight. Hold on a second. Let's address this one here. Have you two ever played football?
You're not allowed to criticize Liverpool ever, by the way. Even if they don't play well, even if they win, you're not allowed to criticize them.
I don't know. I don't know about that one. I've never kicked a ball. I just for fun do my level 2 coaching, and now about to take my UEFA C. But yeah, never mind. Anyway, I just feel like I just want to see us dominate a championship opposition, even with that lineup. That lineup for me is good enough to dominate that opposition. But anyway, we walk out with a 2-0 win. I said there were bright spots to that.
Yep.
I'd just like to give some credit to Nico Williams.
Yeah, he's superb, wasn't he?
He was good all night. Again, returning from an injury, he was effective in 2 positions. He played top quality ball, playing out on that flank, getting forward, trying to make things happen, trying to get us up the pitch. And then further on during the game, he slotted into kind of obviously the inside forward of the 3, let's say, to be fair. Oh, here we go again.
He's not letting you go, is he?
Hi, Big Les. I'm sorry that I haven't played professional football, which means I can't have an opinion on the game. Okay. Anyway, I just, again, out on that right flank, he was bright. He was a bright spot. I enjoyed his performance. I enjoyed watching him. I enjoyed everything about his performance.
I mean, we saw him. Sorry, carry on, mate.
No, go on, go for it.
I was just going to say, we saw him against Watford. We were at the game, and he came on, and the game was kind of won by then. He pretty much played right wing anyway, and he got 1 touch and got an assist that day. And today, as soon as he moved him forward, he got 2 assists. He probably should have got a 3rd. He should have squared it to Taki when he had a shot himself. But he's back on the line, stopping a goal with his face, and he's got the attacking prowess. He times his runs really well. He's got that little bit of pace about him, and he can pick a pass. So I think there's a lot of work defensively. It reminds me of a bit of a young Trent. like amazing going forward, work to do at the back. And then Trent has really worked on that side. And there's this myth that Trent can't defend now. There's no way you're one of the best, if not the best right back on the planet. You can't defend. He's much, much improved in that area. I just feel Nico Williams is like 4 years ago Trent. So there was a really good comment in commentary where they were saying James Milner can't be our right back forever. I was listening to the Redmen commentary. 36-year-old that's probably going to leave the club, and then centre back Gomez playing out of position. We need a backup right back. Let's trust in him to get the minutes. Tsimikas had a pretty forgetful first season at Liverpool because he didn't really play. This season, he's been given a massive opportunity. Robertson got injured. He came into the team. There's a bit more rotation, and he's looked pretty good. So, Nico, every time he's featured for me, he's got, he's played well. He's got an assist. If you chuck him on against Chelsea with 10 minutes left, he's going to be it's a bit difficult. You can't judge him on that. But, playing in these kind of games, like you said yourself, mate, this is the time to step up and say, hey, boss, I am here. You need a backup right back. Trent can't play 90 minutes twice a week for the rest of the season. Give me a shot. There's plenty of games coming up where we could use him. So, he did himself loads and loads of favours tonight for him.
Totally. And it's a long season. You want to rotate at the right time. The cup competition is opportunity to do that for players who are on the fringes of the first team squad to actually get some much needed minutes. And again, Nico has come in and he's performed. He's looked good. And like you said, we need a backup right back. We need someone who's going to come in and take a little bit of pressure off Trent in some of the games. Obviously, you want Trent to start the big games. You want him to be there for the big occasions. But when we're going to teams like Norwich, or when we're going up against Watford, or those kind of caliber of teams, why can't Nico Williams come in and play those games? Why can't he be trusted to come in and play those games? Now, another player which I want to single out for a little bit of praise, and you may disagree with me.
Okay.
Taki Minamino.
Oh, God. I'm going to get destroyed now, aren't I?
No. Look. Again, let's be clear. I'm not saying that he was the best player on the pitch. By no means am I saying that. But he broke the lines. He got in between the two centre-backs. He scored a goal. That was a fantastic finish. He had other opportunities to score more goals, and I would have liked to have seen him put another one away. But I think that's a bit of ring rust from him because he's not really featured. But again, he looked bright. I heard his name more than I heard Divock Origi's name. To me, that's a plus. Yeah. Hey. Like I said, to me, that's a plus. I enjoyed watching Taki trying to get the ball, trying to do things. He was trying to do a bit of damage to that Preston back line. And of that front three, he was the brightest of the three. Look, again, Kev O'Sullivan, fantastic. Taki did better in the second half. He came ashore a lot more. First half was a little safe. I agree. When you're playing in a front line where you've got Origi static, not moving. There's no interchanging going on. Yeah. A young forward playing out on the right. Okay. Very difficult for him to get involved in the game, playing up against a physical Preston back line. Yeah. When the movement started to happen, Taki's game started to improve. And something must have been said at half time to the likes of Divock to say, look, you need to move more. You're nullifying what Taki can offer. And like Kev said, his game improved.
It's a difficult one, isn't it? There's some good comments in there amongst some of the not so good ones. But every time Taki Minamino plays, it tends to be in a reserve team. Like every single time he gets a start, he's surrounded by 18-year-olds and people that haven't played for a month, including himself. Yeah. So it's very difficult to have an impact, even if the opposition is a Lincoln, is a Norwich, or is a Preston. But to be fair to him, I think he scored against all three. He seems to score in every round. He might not have the best game in the world, but he's getting himself on the score sheet, which is, a massive plus. But I don't want to go too over the top. I think he was pretty non-existent apart from his goal. I don't really feel he influenced the game at all. I think Curtis Jones and Oxlade-Chamberlain are the two main players I saw on the ball tonight, but carrying it, and Nico Williams down the right-hand side. Other than that, I don't really have much memory of any player doing anything particularly interesting in that entire match. So I think Minamino deserves, I think he deserves 10, 15, 20 minutes at the end of a Prem and the Champions League game to prove himself a bit more, because he's just getting no look in whatsoever. But I wouldn't be surprised if he moved on in Jan
Well,
or
there was what Nico
Minamino.
No. I have to again. We clash over this
That's fair enough.
regularly. Minamino has a role to play in this squad. He's not that kind of player which is going to take minutes away from a Mane, from a Firmino. He's not been brought in to do that.
The thing is, he's a 10, isn't he? We don't play with a 10. We don't have a position in the first team for Minamino. He doesn't fit. He's not a winger. He's not a false 9. He's not a centre mid.
Well, this is it. We need to sometimes change our approach and sometimes be adaptable. And this is where Taki comes in. I don't see him coming in the big games because we're going to go with Mr. Dependable. Whether it's Firmino in that false 9, Mane, the lineup picks itself ultimately in those big games. But in games like this, in games like Norwich's, Watford's, and so on and so forth, that's where I feel Taki has a role to play, and I feel he does it quite effectively. You can't expect a player. Sorry, bro. You can't expect a player to come in cold and necessarily start performing.
But we're not ever going to play a 4-2-3-1 in the competitions that matter, and that's the only way he fits in. And we're not going to change our team or formation to fit in someone of his ability, which is 6 out of 10 at best.
I don't say that. I think he functions well in a 4-3-3. I think he can play in a 4-3-3. I think he can play. You could play him. You could play him in the middle, dropping deep and linking things up as long as you've got the runners in behind.
Too weak.
I don't think he needs strength. He plays in the pockets, and that's how he got his goal today.
Bobby plays there. You don't need both.
But this is what I'm trying to say. You can't play Bobby week in, week out. Would you rather? So we've got a situation where, let's say for example, we, and this is very hypothetical, we go to Norwich on the Monday, and then we play Champions League, we play Norwich on the Sunday. We then play Champions League on the Wednesday. You throw Taki into that. Of course you do. You don't, mate.
You don't. You play Bobby and you play Jota.
But that's what I'm saying. You can't have it both ways. You need a squad to rotate. Yes, the drop off in quality is there. I understand that, but also the drop off in opposition is there. Norwich are not the same as someone you're going to play in a Champions League fixture. They are the whipping boys of the Premier League. So you can turn around and say to Taki Minamino, yes, mate, go and fill your boots against a shitty Norwich defence.
I mean, he's going to get his chance, isn't he, in January if the African Nations goes ahead, because we're going to be missing Mane and Salah and Keita for 4 to 6 weeks. So he will get his chance, and I think if he doesn't get in the team in those 4 to 6 weeks, then we know where he stands.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, like I said, it's a squad game. Yeah, we're in it for the long haul. Taki is contributing in the games he's played in. He scored. He's contributed, and he's contributed a damn sight more than Origi's contributed. Yeah, of late. Yeah, we're not talking about Origi's historics before the whole fan base goes into meltdown, but he's contributed of late, and that's what you want from a player, to come in and contribute.
Yeah.
Adrian.
I don't know why is everybody giving Adrian credit? He didn't do anything. He literally made one save.
He's
a goalie. He's his job.
It was a decent performance. He was confident with the ball at his feet. When the ball was playing out from the back, he played quickly. He was trying to set things off to try and get the tempo going. Everything he had to do, he saved. But I think Preston gave him a relatively easy night. I don't think that it was relatively difficult for him. I
mean, he had that one-on-one early where it looked like it was quite close. He was out of his goal and he kind of palmed it. And it looked like he'd kind of flapped it in and it just kind of dropped wide. But the one when they cut it across and we were all at 6s and 7s and he made that diving save and then Nico saved it with his face, that was the one thing I thought, yep, that was a good save. Other than that, everything else was being a goal.
It was routine. It was routine.
Yeah.
But let's be honest. Adrian doesn't always do routine very well.
No, true.
So credit where credit's due.
He didn't do any carriers drops, did
he? Credit where credit's due, because it was a very calm.
Credit where credit's due. A professional footballer on 60k a week can be a goalie. Well done.
No, look. At the end of the day, like I said, the drop in quality from our number one is steep. Queven Callagher is good, but he's not Alisson Becker level. And we've obviously found Adrian is down the pecking order at third choice. Karius is further down the pecking order at fourth choice. Please don't tell me why, because I don't understand how he is further down the pecking order than Adrian. But
we won't get into that today.
I don't want to open up. I don't want to open up Pandora's box. But anyway, I do feel that Adrian's performance today was assured. It was calming. You know, and again, you can't say fairer than that. You know, what he had to deal with is what he dealt with. You know, and what he had to do, he done with it. So credit where credit's due. He walks out there with a clean sheet. He made a crucial reaction save, and then what Nico Williams' instincts does is to retreat to the back line and protect the back line as well. I appreciate it. Hold on. That's a stupid comment. Why is everyone praising Adrianis? He's a keeper. His job is to stop goals.
Agreed.
Someone doesn't watch much football.
All right, big
where are we? Where are we? Where are we? There was a comment in here I wanted to bring up. One moment. Where's it gone? Where's it gone?
Yeah, I was going to say Pitaluga's probably ahead of Karius as well, to be fair. Your little mate.
Look, as I said, you know, for me, Karius is. Fifth choice. Here we go. But look, I didn't want to get into it. The whole Karius thing is a historic thing for supporters.
Yeah, we won't go there. But this is Preston. He didn't play.
No. Like I said, the whole Karius thing is historical for reasons we obviously know why. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also a confidence. It's also a confidence thing from his part. I think that his confidence is shot to pieces. I think that lad is mentally destroyed. Honestly, I think he's been mentally destroyed. Whether it's his fault or not, I don't care. I think that lad is mentally destroyed, and as supporters of this great club, we've all played a slight role in that, in terms of how we've treated him after the events of Madrid, you know, and I get it. As a fan base, we can be very sentimental with other things, but we can be very scathing with some stuff. And that day, amongst other catalogue of errors that he's made, but that day in particular runs deep. And the fan base are never going to forgive him for that. They are never going to forgive him for that. So, in order for him to carve out whatever professional career he can carve out at whatever level of the game he can carve that out as, he needs a permanent move, not a loan. Yeah, because the loan moves he's had have been failures. You know, the Besiktas one, when he went there, they've got a knack for stopping players' wages, so we ended up not playing that way, so on and so forth, craziness like that. The Union Berlin one, the coach didn't like whatever not, so it didn't fit in whatever way it didn't fit. There's always been a reason why he hasn't played games. I just think he needs to go to a club, whether that be a step down in terms of level or whatever he does, and just enjoy his football, man. He just needs to enjoy his football and get mentally right again.
I just want to get onto this comment from Red Steve. Why is Mo the best in the world at the moment? He's just scoring goals. He's not scored one goal against a team in a division below him. He's scoring world-class goals every single game against the best teams in the country. Man City, Man United, I know aren't in great form, but they're still in the top half of the table. And he got a hat-trick. So I'm saying Adrian made one save against Preston and we're all going like he's been man of the match. I'm not, you know, Mo Salah is the best player in the world because he's scoring every week against the Premier League teams week in, week out, and they're fantastic goals. It is his job, yes, but you know, you're saying Adrian making one save against Preston. Oh, he's an amazing keeper. He had a great game. No, he made one good save. That's it. Mo Salah's doing this 10, 11, 12 weeks in a row, goals, assists against the best teams. So that's what I was getting at. But moving on, mate, from Karius, League Cup. Obviously, we're in the quarterfinals, which I don't think we've been in correct me if I'm wrong, for a while, we tend to get knocked out pretty early on in the cups. So who do you want in the next round? Because I'm having a look. I think we've got Sunderland in there, Chelsea, Arsenal, Brentford, West Ham, Leicester, and Spurs. So mostly Premier League, apart from the League One team. So I guess Sunderland is the draw, right?
I don't want to see another balloon on the pitch or beach ball on the pitch ever again. So I would like to avoid the Stadium of Light because that still haunts me.
Revenge tour, mate. We've got to stop there sometime.
Yeah, look, I just, to be fair, with the cup competitions, I just want to take it one stage at a time. We haven't really paid the respect to the cup competitions as we normally would.
Yeah. I think we've been lucky with the draw because we normally come up against Arsenal or someone and our reserves don't quite hack it, but we've been quite fortunate this season.
Yeah, the draw has been kind this season. But I think, who do I want? I just want to just make it through to. I just want a sustained cup run.
It's a difficult one because it's Liverpool reserves or changed teams against another probably reduced Premier League team. If you look at Chelsea and Arsenal, Spurs and Leicester, they're going to be much changed if we was to get them. West Ham as well. I mean, it's an interesting one, isn't it? At what stage do the Premier League teams start to take it seriously? Probably the next round if you get another Premier League side, definitely in the semi-finals. So I think Sunderland would be good because we could play probably another team similar to tonight. They're a division below, but I think if we get another one, it'll be interesting where the match falls. If it's 2-3 days behind or ahead of a bigger game, how we'll see how seriously we do take it. So I'd like to win a domestic cup. We were just saying off air, weren't we? I think it was 2012, the last time we won the League Cup or any cup, and 2006 for the FA Cup. So it's been far too long. So yeah, I mean, keep it as easy as possible for as long as possible. So if it's Sunderland in the quarterfinals, great. We then, is it 2 leg semi-finals again? I think it is, isn't it?
Oh, very good. God, it's been so long, I couldn't even tell.
Yeah, we haven't been there for a while.
We have not been there for a very long time. But like I said,
Southampton knocked us out in the semis a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I've got no real expectations. To be fair, I've got no real expectations. Yeah, of any of the cup competitions. That's solely because we haven't been in the final of a cup competition for a long time, or the latter stage in the cup competition for a long time.
There we go. Cheers, Chris.
Thanks for rubbing it in, Chris. No, I haven't got any preconceptions or expectations because we haven't been in the cup competition for a long time, or latter stages of a cup competitions for a long time. I would just like to see us go as deep as possible.
Yeah.
Whether that's quarterfinal, so be it. Semi-final, so be it. Final, so be it. If we get to the final and we're in the final, yes, I want us to win it. We're in the final. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to win. Yeah. If we get to the quarters and we go out in the quarters against Chelsea,
yeah,
all right, we got to the quarters. Sorry, mate, bigger fish to fry now.
You can look at it either way, can't you?
Yeah, Premier League, Champions League. If we go out at the quarterfinals of the cup, but we're top of the league in the hunt for a Premier League title, or we're in the Champions League, heading into the latter stage of the Champions League, I know what I'm going to choose, and that's often been the choice for Liverpool Football Club.
It's been Klopp's
for a long period of time.
Yeah, that's what's got him out of trouble, isn't it? Because he's probably the only manager that would get away with not turning up to a game. I understand the Club World Cup one, where he was literally at another game, but I think was it Mansfield or something away? He just didn't even go. He just said, "Oh, it's the competition of the reserve manager." And I got it completely, but at the same time, we would slate other managers for doing that as well. So I think his excuse is he has won the Prem and he has won the Champions League. So Liverpool fans think, well, if we dump the cups and win the big ones, we're more than happy. But like you just said, if we're not, say we're 10 points off in the league and we fall away and we get knocked out in the last 16 in the Champions League, we might look back at the cups, potentially this quarterfinal draw, And if we play a much changed team and go out, we might think, do you know what? That might have been a chance to get a trophy this season.
So let's look at it, right? And I was posed this question by a Manchester City fan some time ago. For Liverpool, this was the question I was asked. For Liverpool to be regarded as one of the best teams in this current Premier League era, we need to start winning doubles.
Yeah.
To be regarded as one of the best teams in this Premier League. That was his opinion.
100% agree.
As Liverpool fans, we've almost been happy or content with the fact that fucking hell, we've won the Premier League after 30 years. Yeah. or we're challenging, like sustained challenge after 30 years, Champions League finals. It's almost become an acceptance for us. And I have to say, like, I am almost kind of in that club. I am kind of almost in that club in a sense of I'm happy to kind of accept a quarter-final, semi-final bow out to go deep and really go deep in the Champions League or really 100%. Go to the wire in the Premier League. We've not gone out yet. Our fringe players are winning games in the cup. Yes, the performance wasn't flattering, but it's still 2-0 against Preston in a stadium where the fans are a little bit on top of you. Preston do bring an atmosphere. It wasn't quiet in there for any part of the night. Preston was still cheering. They were still going. They were still trying to make it intimidating. We've got out there with the win. It's a 2-0 clean sheet. We march on. So the other part of me thinks I do want to start winning doubles, cup doubles.
It's the next step, isn't it? I think we were so close, weren't we? We were so close that year when we came second to City. We could have had a Premier League, Champions League, unbeaten season, 100-point season. It would have been incredible. But you know, I look back at some of the great teams since I've been watching football. When, you know, an FA Cup and Premier League double for Arsenal, a treble for Man United. They go down in history. And you know, yes, we won a Champions League, amazing. Yes, we won a Premier League, amazing. And as you've just said, the quality of this team is that good that to be classed, I think, in the kind of same levels. Yes, you know, we did the treble kind of, but not all in the same season. Yeah, we won the Champions League, then we won the Prem. I agree with you. To do them all in the same season, even if that's just a League Cup and a Prem to start with, like Man City have been doing, it's a start. And I think we need to start having those kind of seasons. You know, to be classed in the top brackets, and for people to look back on this Liverpool team in 10, 15 years time and go, they were quality. You know, all right, we had a good couple of seasons in the Prem. We won one. We didn't win one. We won a Champions League. It's already very, very good. But in terms of Premier League folklore, you know, the United treble will be talked about forevermore. I'd love to do something similar. And we did do one in 2001. It wasn't the treble, but, you know, that's 20 years ago. And we have got a miles better team now than we did then. So, you know, let's go and win the Prem and the Cup. Let's go and win the Champions League and a Cup, or the Prem and the Champions League. That would be incredible. But yeah, I agree with you. I think it's interesting because we've got, a 6 in 7 chance that we get a Premier League team in the next round. So let's be fair, we have to play a better team than we did tonight, regardless of what matches we've got either side of that game. I think it's in the middle of Jan, they were saying, during the African Nations Cup. So we're already going to be without Mo and Mane and Keita. But I would expect to see, you know, maybe Jota from the start, you know, maybe, you know, more of a midfield that we used to seeing, you know, maybe Thiago comes back and people like that, and Kanate plays, and, you know, maybe Robbo or Trent and people like that. Maybe Alisson can play because, you know, he's only in goal. So I'd love to see us go on and win a trophy this season. I think if we finish this season without a trophy at all, it's got to be disappointing with everybody fit and firing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough one, isn't it? And Kev, you make a really good comment here, mate. For domestic cups, it's a distant third. Always will be. Have been for years. League and Champions League, all important. Yeah. I'd be disappointed with the last 8 in Europe and a League Cup. Yeah. Look, but this is what I'm saying, and this does epitomise the thought process of our fan base. It's not wrong. Like, that's where I'm at. That's exactly that comment there describes me in a nutshell. Yeah, I agree. I would be pissed if we sacrificed Europe or we didn't get through into the last 8 or title or a sustained challenge in Europe and we win the League Cup, I'll be like,
Yeah.
this fucking Mickey Mouse trophy. What the fuck is this shit? do you see what I'm saying? We're Liverpool Football Club. We're all, Champions League, European nights. This is what we're about. Now we obviously won the Premier League year before last. We're unbeaten in the league at the moment. We're challenging again. That's the thing.
It's a bonus, isn't it? Really, you're not gonna minus anything off League Two, are you?
But the other part of me says, like you said, SS, for us to be considered, not amongst our peers as Liverpool fans, but amongst rival fans, as one of the greatest title-winning teams, if we go on and win and lift another Premier League title, surely now's the time that we need to do a double. Surely now's the time that we need to do a League Cup or an FA Cup and a Prem or a Champions League, not sacrificing one or the other.
I think that's the problem, though, isn't it? Because the reason Man City have won 4 or 5 in a row is because they don't have to sacrifice this cup, because they've got 2 11s that are good enough to win. They can play an 11 in the Champions League. They can make 7 changes for the Premier League match, and they can make 11 changes for the League Cup match, and it's still got 10 international players in it. We can't do that. We looked at the team tonight. A lot of it's been good, but tonight there's players in that team that won't win you the League Cup. This team, if this team were in the final, we would not win. So we need to play stronger players, but then at the same time, if that's going to detract away attention from the big two, no real Liverpool fan wants that. So it's a balancing act. I completely agree. You don't, that's why we've been content, haven't we? Because we've been going for the Prem title, we've been getting to Champions League finals, and that's absolutely brilliant, and that's the bread and butter. It is a bonus to get through the cup matches, but I agree, to become an absolute, historical quality football club, and have like a legacy season that people will look back on, not just Liverpool fans, but United, Chelsea, City, and go, fair play. You won a treble in 2022. Fucking hell, that was quality. I think that's the next stage, isn't it?
Definitely. So let's just give Barry some screen time because he's itching for it because he's typing in capitals. Look, mate. Look, I'm not a youth. I'm well into my 30s, pal, and I've seen Liverpool in the darker days, and I've seen Liverpool how they are now. Is it too much to ask for us to go on and try and dominate cup competitions as well as the next step in our transition? And look, I agree with you. It's not FIFA 22, but what's good for Manchester City is good for us as well. If City can win doubles, why can't we? And that's all we're saying. That and like Kev said with his initial comment, I would never swap a sustained European title challenge or a sustained Premier League title challenge for a cup. I want those, but I would like a cup competition just to lay that icing on the cake. That's all we're saying. Is that the next step to kick it on to the next degree, and push it to the next level. God, he really wants some screen time tonight. But yeah, that's just where I'm at. I think that
I agree with that.
It's possible with this current squad to kick it on to that next bit. The guys that have come in this evening have proved, like I said, it was a lackluster performance, but we got the result. So credit where credit's due. We've walked out with the points and the progression to the next round. If we can keep ticking that over and keep our league form, and push to the next level, why can't we win a cup as well and win a Premier League title? That's what dreams are made of, no?
Absolutely. It's what we're all here for, isn't it? Trophies at the end of the day. Who's going to remember if you got to 5th, 4th, 3rd, or 2nd in the Premier League in 10 years' time? They remember the winner. Let's be fair. Champions League, it's amazing to get to the semi-finals. It's amazing. But if you don't win it, no other team other than Liverpool fans are going to remember where you got. Things that go on trophies are names of winners. That's it. So
look, Barry, let's be fucking clear. Yeah. yes, we have won the league, got to 2 Champions League finals, and won one in the last 3 seasons. No one is disputing that. That is not going to spoil the legacy of this Liverpool football team amongst us as fans.
We're just saying next step.
There is nothing. Hold on. There is nothing to stop us going out there and winning doubles. Are you telling me, as a Liverpool supporter, of 50 years, as you've so lovely put in the chat, yeah, that you would not want to see your team, win doubles. You don't want to see your team win.
Doesn't matter which double.
You're content with just Champions League, or because we couldn't finish the job off, having to swap the Champions League for the Premier League and vice versa. This team is good enough.
Yeah,
we're good enough. We're in such a rich vein of form. Why can't we go and win doubles?
Exactly.
It's just an opinion, mate. I'm very calm.
He's dragging you out, and he's like, "Whoa!"
I just want my team to dominate. That's all I want.
Yeah.
This here means everything. This here means everything. I want us to dominate.
We're not calling for a quadruple. We're just saying, we can. Look how close we've been before. We got 90 something. What did we get? 98 points, or whatever it was. 97 points, and won the Champions League. So we were a John Stones toenail away from winning the big two in the same season. 2 years ago. All what me and James are saying is, why can't we win a Premier League and a cup, or a Champions League and a cup in the same season? That's all we're saying. That should be too hard to cover Liverpool side of quality.
I agree.
Barry's been blocked anyway, so he's gone. That wasn't me, by the way.
Right, so guys, we're just going to wrap it up here as we progress on from obviously a great result from Liverpool, to obviously win 2-0 at Preston to progress on to the next stage of the Cup. Manchester City are out, lost on penalties against West Ham, so that's a big team out of the Cup competition, which makes the dream of potentially a double even closer, because we're unbeaten in the Premier League, 1 point behind Chelsea, and we've progressed into the next stage of a Cup competition, and obviously still the Champions League that's all to play for as well.
Yeah, why not? Quadruples on, mate.
SS, when are we next on? Brighton, Fab 4, isn't it? Also, Brighton, Red Sea full time.
Yeah, so those guys, anyone that actually doesn't hate us, Red Sea Podcast, go and check us out on YouTube and on Twitter. We've got a Fab 4 Brighton preview on Friday, and we'll be right back here again on Saturday afternoon. I can't make it, but you're going to be here with someone, aren't you, from the team?
Yeah, special guest.
Talking about the Brighton result. Hopefully another win on our way to a double of some sort, hopefully this season.
Don't mate. You might be swearing if you mention a double in here. No, but good guys. Thank you for joining us for the Red Sea full-time show after the Preston result. It's been an absolute pleasure bringing you your match reactions. As I said, we'll be back here. As SS said, we'll be back here for the Brighton Red Sea full-time show, and you can catch us on there going live straight after the game. So my name's been Tiago's father. This is my co-host SS. We've been your Red Sea full-time show. We're over and we're out.